Hello, everybody. It's Walter, your favorite historian, educator, professor, social studies extraordinaire, and blue-collar scholar. Today's date is October 21st, 2025. This video is entitled Advice for New Adjunct Professors. Now, I've been serving as an adjunct professor since August 2023, teaching courses in U.S. history and constitutional law. For sure, being hired as a new adjunct is no small feat, especially if you have no prior teaching experience to speak of. And outside of serving as a teaching assistant and educating digitally, this was my situation back in 2023. Therefore, having my own in-person class for the first time was very humbling. And as if that wasn't bad enough, it was a class that I had to design from the ground up. Okay, it wasn't a designed university course with an already existing curriculum and so forth. I had to design it from the ground up, okay? Every single piece of material that we discussed, I had to design completely from scratch, okay? This is no curriculum, no training, no tutorials, no nothing but get out there and make it the best way you can, literally sink or swim. So thankfully, not only did I swim, but I slayed in the process, folks, okay? And the class was Baltimore and the Civil War. It was a small class of about 12 people, which was absolutely perfect for a first-time professor, all right? We comprehensively covered that subject and even went on a field trip to the Baltimore Civil War Museum. Thus, in sum, I made it my own, and you can do the same thing if you are a new adjunct professor. And it only gets easier with time as you get the hang of the barn and learn how to actually professor, all right? And of course, it is much easier if you have a course with a designed curriculum rather than one that you have to design from scratch. So here are some tips of the tricks of the trade in being an adjunct. First, we'll cover those involved in actual teaching. First and foremost, eye contact. Eye contact is very important for many reasons. The most obvious one being that you are demonstrating to the student that you are watching them and you are being attentive to what they're doing, okay? You are observing them and ensuring that they are paying attention to you and not Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or something else, okay? Now, eyes may not be directly on you, but if they know that your eyes are on them, it is far less likely that they will be doing things that they should not be doing during the course of your class. Additionally, eye contact demonstrates confidence from you in what you're teaching. Obviously, if you're nervous, you're not going to be making much eye contact with the audience. But if you're fully confident in what you're doing, you're going to be making a lot of eye contact. Next, visuals. Visuals are very important in getting people to actually get interested in what you're talking about. People like to see pictures, okay? They like to see animated things, okay? They enjoy looking at things rather than just hearing you ramble for an hour and a half, okay? When they get to see pictures or media of some type, it certainly increases their interest in what you're talking about. Use them whenever possible. Next, speak with passion, clarity, and of course, audibly, okay? People like professors that speak passionately about whatever they're talking about, even if they don't have any interest in the subject. It's far better to deal with a professor that's speaking passionately about the subject rather than one that's speaking Bueller, okay? You will lose your audience very quickly like that. Speak with passion. Speak clearly. Do not mumble your words. And speak loud enough so that everyone in the back hears you, okay? You need to make sure you are heard, okay? Next, design clear, structured lesson plans, all right? Don't overload yourself in your lesson plans, biting more than you could chew. Design exactly what you can teach in that period of time, okay? Make your lesson plans understandable, of course, to yourself and to those who are going to be hearing you talk about them. Next, be familiar with your lesson plans. A lot of professors design lesson plans, but then aren't familiar with them. Obviously, at least glance over the stuff at least once or twice before you actually teach it, okay? It will help you a lot. And last but not least, don't let the clock run out on you. Pay attention to your time while you're teaching. If you have a large amount of information to teach, you know you can't get bogged down on any one thing too long. Give it its due explanation, but then you know you got to move on. It is better to finish early than to let the clock run out on you. You don't want to let that happen. At the very least, you want to be able to get everything that you plan to talk about covered, okay? Better to end early than have the clock run out on you, all right? I was always taught you never open a place or close one, all right? That being said, finish your lesson up. Don't get bogged down on any one thing. So now we'll move on to some housekeeping matters. First, be aware of university terminology. Universities quite often use terminology that may be a bit confusing sometimes, such as university open, all right, but classes might not be. Okay, so it will be viewed as a university day, university open, but they might not be clear as to whether or not they have classes. Okay, usually it'll come up with another punchline afterwards. So be aware with that terminology. I had to find that out the hard way. In that case, only the administrative offices were open, no classes were open, and they didn't make note of that. Okay, it happens from time to time. Okay, so be aware of the terminology. Okay, be aware next of university holidays and whether or not the full university is closed or if it's just no classes. Okay, be aware of these things so you don't go to campus pointlessly and they're closed. Okay, or if it's a holiday, it might just be affecting one particular class and not your others. Okay, be aware of those particular things. Next, develop a good rapport with the department chair. That obviously is only a good thing. Obviously, a good rapport can lead to perhaps pay increases and elevation of status and other types of promotions. Okay, you always want to be good with your department chair because that can lead to a broader range of courses that you teach, more desirable hours to teach. Okay, and just so many other good things. All right, you never want to be on bad terms with your department chair. Next, grade your assignments in a timely manner. Just as if you went to college, obviously, if you're going to be an adjunct now, you wanted your professor to get your stuff back quickly, keep that same energy. Get your students' stuff back quickly as you possibly can. Okay, I didn't say it had to be done the next day, but if you can get it back within a couple days, they'll appreciate you. They'll love you for it. Okay, we all have been there. Last but not least, answer student emails and inquiries quickly. Students have time concerns just like you do. And just as you don't like to be held up, neither do they. They have deadlines they have to meet, just like you as an adjunct have deadlines you have to meet. You have to get your grades in by a certain day and time. Otherwise, you might face sanction from the university. All right, you have to get notifications done if a student is in danger, okay, of failing. You have deadlines, they have deadlines. Respect people's time. Get back to students quickly. Get back to your department chair quickly. Be respectful of time. All right, and there are likely dozens of other tips and suggestions I can give you if you have questions, which I will be happy to answer if you leave them in the comments down below. So I thank you for the pleasure of your time in letting me record this video and giving you hopefully a little more confidence in your new role as an adjunct professor. Like I said, I've been there. I fully understand what it's like to be a first-time adjunct. I was very nervous, but I approached it with confidence despite my nervousness, and one of the best moves I ever made. So any questions or controversies, leave them down below and I'll be happy to answer them. And literally, you'll do fine. Don't worry. You made it this far. The rest is up to you, and I have full confidence in you. Take care, stay safe out there, and I'll talk to you at the next video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so now. And if you would also, please share this video. Spread the knowledge, spread the wealth. And I'll talk to you at the next one. Professor Shelton, out.